Hey guys, I'm standing here with Grammy-winning producer, mixer, engineer Ross Hogarth. He's mixed some of the biggest artists around: Black Crowes, John Mellencamp, REM, and of course Van Halen, who we're going to talk about in a second. First, let me welcome you, Ross. Welcome to NAMM.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you just gave an excellent open mix session where you showed everyone some of the things that you're doing. Can you, for our viewers at home, tell them a little bit about what you spoke about, what you showed, sort of let them feel like they were in on the action?
Well, a big part of my mixing is the concept of where I came from, which is coming up with analog tape, coming up on consoles like SSLs, APIs, NEVs, and talking about how Waves has taken things that I would have used as hardware in the past. I'm mixing in the box the way I would mix on a console. On individual tracks, thank you, Chris Lord-Alge, for his LA2A modeling and emulation, because I've got the LA2A on Tommy on the lead vocal. Then I'm using his, thank you, Chris Lord-Alge again, because I'm really into 1176s on lead vocals. And the blue 1176, you can go back and forth between black and blue. Waves has come out with a tape machine that's an emulation of the Abbey Road tape machines and their tape stock. You get a 15 IPS, a 7.5 IPS, and you get 3 different tape stocks. All the records that I made analog, I use 560 EQs on the kick and snare. On the toms, I love the high end of a 550 A or B, so you got those for the toms and for the drums. I like subbing the drums through the SSL compression, which gives a nice snap. I also like the V plugins, and these are basically Neve 1081s and then 1073s, and these are great on electric guitars and bass. One little trick, a plugin that I really like and I use a lot, is called Max Bass. And Max Bass allows you to turn the bass up and get it to speak louder in your mix by virtue of its ability to bring in harmonics that aren't necessarily in your original bass sound. There are certain plugins that really do have an attitude. When I put them on, they do something very definitive. And this really does. This is a more pristine color, not as gritty, RS56, which is modeled after the Abbey Road EQ, passive EQ. But then I follow it with their channel that they have, the red channel, which allows me to put some serious drive into the tone. This is on the guitar fills. A real go-to plugin is the H delay. I love putting it in lo-fi and being able to low pass and high pass, take the fold it up down to 10K or 8K, low end, close off the bandwidth. Real easy to use. You can use it as a host, or you can put it into millisecond mode, and you can change, from 16ths. Another guitar part has a Jack Puig Fairchild, old school tubey, compression. I'm reaching for stuff that when I hear a sound, I go, oh, I'd like some tube compression on that. So then I look into my menu and I look for, well, what's the plugin that's got the tube compression?
Have you had a chance to check out any of the new stuff that we've got here in NAMM this year?
Coming up in my face on the screen here is Andrew Shep's Shep 73. I look forward to trying that. I haven't tried that.
Let's talk about Van Halen, because I think for everyone, it's such an iconic band, myself included. How much room do you have to sort of put your stamp on a band like that?
Well, I mean, when you're working, like for me, if I'm mixing Van Halen or the Doobie Brothers or something that's been iconic, I've got to do something that holds up to something they've already done. I don't want to be the guy that gets raked over the coals for, oh my gosh, you ruined my favorite band's record or whatever. So I try really hard to keep the DNA of, and in Van Halen, the DNA is obviously on that record. I had the fortune of David Lee Roth coming back and his voice, Eddie's guitar sound, Alex's snare and kick. The kick drum is very much more still an old school, like Bonham-esque kick drum. So you have to keep the DNA of what that is. So if you lose the DNA, you've lost that thread to what people love. And then you try to take it to the next place. And with me, it was with Eddie's guitar sound and making it wider, and with Wolfie, his bass sound more prominent and things like that. So a lot of that is an interaction between the band and I, and having a dialogue that is open and fluid and allows us to be creative and, you know, come up with a result that everyone's hopefully happy with.
Well, it sounds like you got the job done because the record sounds amazing. You took an iconic band and made them even more iconic, if that's possible.
I'm flattered.
Last thing we want to ask you, what else are you working on at the moment? Anything you're excited about that you could share with our viewers?
Yeah, I'm very excited about a record I'm just finishing literally this weekend. I won't be back at the NAMM show because I got to go back to my studio and finish the last mixes for blues artist Keb Mo. I made his third record. We won a Grammy for that, and this record I'm super proud of. I feel really connected to. An artist that I'm walking around the show here with is out from Philadelphia. His name is Joe Scorsoni. His band is called Flint Face. Look out for it. I've been producing this through this last year. Amazing songs that will touch people about really honest and strong topics. Someone who is going to make a difference.
Well, on behalf of everyone at Waves, thank you so much for coming by and doing this session with us. The audience reaction that says it all. They loved it, we loved it, and we're happy to have you.
Thank you, and thank you to Waves for their support over all the years and all their hard work that they do to create a whole template and palette that allows me to continue to push my artistry and my work, into year after year a new tool and great tools. So thanks.
Thank you, Ross Hogarth, everyone.